Welcome back to the Wealth Identity Podcast. I'm Agnes, and today we are stepping into a realization that can feel incredibly liberating once you really see it. The universe isn't the one calling the shots, you are. And once this lands, it changes everything about how you approach manifesting, abundance, and even spirituality itself. Because for a long time, and I include myself in this, many of us have been waiting for signs, waiting for permission, waiting to be ready, waiting for confirmation from the universe that now you are enough, enlightened enough, worthy enough, aligned enough, conscious enough, whatever enough. We were watching numbers, synchronicities, repeating patterns. We were asking, is this a sign? Is the universe telling me something? Should I move now or wait? And it felt spiritual. It felt responsible. It felt aligned. But here's what I eventually saw. And it was uncomfortable at first, I have to admit. All that waiting was actually a subtle way of giving my power away. Because when you believe the universe is the one deciding, approving, or initiating, you automatically place yourself in a secondary position. You become the follower. The universe becomes the authority. And here's the twist most people miss. The universe isn't leading you. It's actually responding to you. The universe doesn't initiate, it reflects. It's like a perfectly loyal mirror that simply nods and says, yes, if that's what you assume, I agree. Let me make this even more practical, because this is where most people get confused. Reality doesn't reflect what you want. It reflects what you assume to be true. And by assumptions, I don't mean affirmations or thoughts you repeat on purpose. I mean the things you quietly accept as normal about who you are, how life works, what usually happens, and what's possible for you. Most of these assumptions are not conscious. We didn't choose them. We absorbed them from family, culture, education, past experiences. And because we don't know this is how reality works, we don't question them. So life keeps reflecting them, even when we don't like what we see. That's why so many unwanted experiences don't come from doing something wrong. They come from assumptions that were never examined, never chosen, and, well, never updated. Not because changing them is hard, but because most people don't realize they can. So if you say, I have blocks and I need to clear them before I can have what I want, the universe says, absolutely. Let's make sure you keep finding blocks. If you say, I need to heal my subconscious and reprogram my subconscious before I can receive, the universe nods and goes, got it. Let's create experiences that reinforce that belief. If you say, well, I'm not ready yet, maybe there's still some transgenerational trauma that I need to clear, the universe agrees. If you say karma, yes, sir, the universe agrees. If you say, I need more proof before dot, dot, dot. The universe provides situations that keep you waiting. Not because it's testing you, not because it's punishing you, but because it's following your lead. Now, that for me was a big aha moment. Like, oh my God. This is where manifestation gets misunderstood. People think the universe is deciding when they are worthy, when they are aligned, when it's finally time. But the universe doesn't decide anything, it confirms. It's not a gatekeeper, it's an echo. And once you see that, you stop waiting for signs because you are creating the signs. And signs were always your assumption. Now, let's take this a step deeper because this isn't just about the universe, to be honest. Many people do the same thing with non physical entities, angels, spirit guides, higher selves, even God, without realizing it. We wait for angels to give us a sign. We wait for spirit guides to tell us we are on the right path. We pray as we are asking for permission rather than standing in authority. And again, it looks spiritual. It looks surrendered. But energetically, it places power over us and places power outside of us. And this is where it's important to be very clear. These entities are not meant to be your boss. They are not authorities deciding your fate. And I really mean any type of entity, like any dimension, any extraterrestrials, whatever. They are not gatekeepers withholding abundance until you do it right. They are allies, symbols, reflections, expressions of the same consciousness you are made of. When you treat them as authorities, you subtly reinforce the idea that you are not the source. And the moment you believe you are not the source, you start managing reality instead of leading it. This is why people get stuck in endless loops of asking, praying, clearing, waiting, because they are approaching life from an identity of someone who needs approval. And if you believe you need approval, because that's your assumption, then you're going to wait for approval. But here's the key shift. And this is where everything turns. You were never meant to ask for permission. You were meant to declare. Declaration is not force. It's not control. It's recognition. You are the one who chooses, who says what's the right thing, what is what you want, what is your truth. When you say, I'm not waiting for a sign, I decide. You're not being arrogant, you're stepping back into your position. Because whatever you declare, the universe agrees with. Whatever identity you occupy, reality organizes around. And this is why waiting for signs actually delays movement. Not because signs are bad, but because waiting places authority outside of you. Signs don't precede alignment. Alignment precedes signs. So the moment you move from tell me when to I know, reality rearranges. Let me give you a very simple example of how this plays out. When you keep checking your 3D for proof, looking for signs, confirmation, permission, you are quietly reinforcing the position of not there yet. And the mirror can only reflect that. More waiting, more checking, more almost, but not yet. This is why sometimes the most powerful shift isn't doing more, it's deciding something internally and then moving on. Not as a technique, not as a ritual, just a quiet assumption like, my desires are inevitable, or everything I desire is guaranteed, or life is on my side, I'm destined to succeed. And then you go live your life, not watching, not checking, not managing, but from that new assumption being true now. And this brings us back to wealth, because wealth responds to authority, not effort. Wealth doesn't flow to people who ask nicely or wait patiently or who are nice people or who wants to do all the good in the world. It flows to people who assume, who expect, who stand in identity, who know. Not forcefully, not aggressively, but quietly, naturally. This is why some people seem to move through life with ease, while others are constantly efforting. It's not because they are more deserving, it's because they are not negotiating with reality. They are not asking the universe, is this okay? They are simply living from the assumption that it is. And when you stop giving your power away to signs, to guides, to techniques, to timing, gurus, whatever, something settles inside you. There's less urgency, less checking, less correcting. You stop performing spirituality. You stop managing alignment. You start resting as who you already are, who you have declared you are now. And from that place, action becomes clear. Decisions become obvious. Opportunities appear without chasing. Not because you finally did it right, but because you stopped questioning your authority. So, if you've been waiting for signs, confirmation, permission, let this be the moment you remember you are the one holding the pen. The universe isn't ahead of you, it's behind you. Your 3D isn't ahead of you, it's behind you. Money isn't ahead of you, it's behind you. Everything is behind you. And whatever you assume, it follows. If this episode resonated with you, please like and subscribe. It helps this message reach the people who are ready for it and ready to hear it. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Where have you been waiting instead of deciding, instead of leading, instead of claiming back your authority? You don't need approval. You don't need permission. You don't need another sign. You are the sign. You are the permission. You are the approval. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Wealth Identity Podcast.